Welcome to week number 8 of the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show, presented by Zaxby's Chicken on the Bypass in Danville. It is another Football Friday here in Central Kentucky, and we're happy to have in studio Matt Overing. What's going on with Matt this evening?
Not too much, Joe.
You doing all right?
Great night, yeah.
Yeah, really good night. Football feeling night, right?
Absolutely. Football weather.
When you're in the press box, the elements don't bother you as much as they do if you're down in the field or even in the stands. I mean, there have been plenty of times where I'm like, oh, it's going to be cold tonight. Make sure you bring your jacket. And I'm just up there laughing at people. Like,
shorts and T-shirt, yeah.
Peasants, look at you down there braving the elements while I'm up here in my cushy press box calling a game. So this should be a good night, though, for high school football here on the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show, again presented by Zaxby's Chicken on the Bypass in Danville. We are live here from the Hometown Radio Network studios, and we're on Shakertown Road here, right across from Danville Christian Academy. My wife keeps on texting me, and I love her, but there's nothing more distracting than me trying to host a radio show, and my watch keeps on buzzing over and over again. So I've taken the watch off. I'm going watchless. So if you drive by the radio station, honk and wave. We're back here right now live hosting this radio show. We've got, 4 games on the Hometown Radio Network that we're tracking. Actually, 5. I forgot to list Casey County down here in my notes. Wayne County is at Boyle County tonight. That's a game Matt will be at. I may be there. The odds are shifting back and forth whether or not I'll be at the game tonight. I was more than likely going to be there. Now I've just received news that I probably won't be there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be there, Matt, maybe not. I don't think Boyle County has any trouble tonight with Wayne County.
Probably not.
But it is senior night. Yep. I think they're honoring the 2000 football team tonight. It's crazy. That team is 25. They've been out of school for a quarter of a century. Those guys are getting old.
That's impossible to believe.
Did you know that Coach Haddix played them first game of the year?
No.
In 2000, they played Breathitt County in the Recreation Bowl, and they beat Breathitt County 69-8 was the final score of that game. Now, that was back when the running clock was 55 points. Yeah. So before they moved it to 36, back then it was 55. So if you go and look, I'll have to bring up during the commercial break the 2000 Boyle County football team. They scored like 79 points one game. Like, it was ridiculous. And so they're going to honor the 2000 football team there at the Boyle County game. 7:30 kickoff on Z105. Mercer County and Garrett County. What a weird, twisted district. I forgot to flip this board into live. Got it, Robert. Thanks. I've been talking this entire time, and nobody heard a word that I said. Where do we start back?
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. Okay, they heard me on WHBN. Our Harrodsburg friends listening heard me. But they didn't hear me on WHIR, which is where the show originates from, the HIR studio. We call that an operator error. I forgot to flip. It's happened before to me, by the way, in the morning show, too. I get in behind the studio, behind the mic, and I'm ready to talk, and I'm giving the weather forecast, and I'm amped up at 6:05 in the morning. Here we go. And I talk for 10 minutes, and I forgot to flip the switch on the board from auto into live. Yep. And that's exactly what happened.
Classic.
So for the HBN listeners, they were just kind of going with the flow. HR listeners were like, oh, it's a good night because Joe's not on the air, I guess. Boyle County and Wayne County tonight, 7:30. We'll have that kickoff on Z105. Mercer County at Garrett County. Again, this is a big game in the district. How weird it is that Mercer County, who seemingly had their season derailed just weeks ago, they started off 0-7, and now they have a very slim chance, but a chance nonetheless, of clinching a home playoff game.
Wow.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later on this evening. Lincoln County is at Russell County tonight. Anderson County is at Woodford County tonight. You talk about a team as well that has really struggled. Anderson County has not scored a point in like 12 quarters. Yes. They've gone 3 straight games. Haven't scored a point in district play this year.
And Woodford
County ain't no slouch.
Yeah.
So they got to go to Woodford County tonight
for
that game. And then Casey County, speaking of tough, Casey County's at Lexington Catholic tonight.
Very tough.
That's going to be a tough one for the Rebels. Danville, obviously, we left them off because they are on bye this week. They do not play. They've played their first 9 games of the year. They're 7-2. They get a bye week, and they'll have Caverna next week, the final game of the regular season. We do have coming up the Danville Office Equipment High School Fantasy Football Draft. We are going to talk Mercer County and Garrett County as well. But the first thing we're going to do following this commercial break, once we come back, is I'm going to talk about the playoff matchups. I always like looking ahead and seeing who would play who based on who wins the games tonight. Because for most, unless Mercer County wins, but for most part, we're going to know who plays who in the playoffs after tonight. So we're going to talk about that depending on who wins what games in what district, who would play who. That's the first topic of conversation that we're going to have coming up next on the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show. So if you want to know playoff matchups, where each team would be, and who they would play, that's coming up next right here on the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show right here on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports and 99.5 FM WHBN. I clicked the wrong button. I didn't mean to play this clown music.
I don't know.
But this is the jam taking us into our commercial break because of a misclick.
Lock in, Joe.
Zaxby's is more than just a humble chicken joint. It's a humble chicken joint with the best sauces in the world. See, at Zaxby's, you don't just get their famous hand-breaded chicken fingers, fried to golden perfection with that flavor you know and love. At Zaxby's, you get the sauce. Dip, dunk, and drizzle with your choice of 12 different sauces like Zax sauce, tongue torch, and hot honey mustard. So if you want a whole lot of sauce, you need to find yourself a Zaxby's. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Why buy at Danville Office Equipment? You will save up to 60% off the MSP on the items you use in your office every day. DOE will ship your order free of charge within 75 miles of any of our locations. We have over 30,000 items, including office supplies, furniture, printing, copiers, printers, fax machines, computers, and business cards. This is owner Scott Bottoms. If you're not satisfied with your order, return it for full credit. We really appreciate your business. Danville Office Equipment, also in Somerset and Lebanon.
You gotta go with Graceland. Graceland Air.
Graceland Air, a local HVAC company, offers a wide range of services and provides each customer with an effective and long-term solution in both heating and air conditioning repair. They're committed to excellence in every aspect, exceptional quality of service, high standard of integrity. You are the basis of their business, and they service all brands. Go online to graceland-ky.com for more information.
You gotta go with Graceland. Graceland Air.
Julie Falters, and I live in Harrods. Or Christy Welch is my agent, and she is spectacular. She is very informative. She understands the market. She knows pricing. She was so helpful. She really understood on where to set my prices. I've known Christy for a long time. She is an excellent business owner, very honest, got great integrity. So I would definitely recommend Welch Homes.
Jones Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Homes.
The Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show presented by Zaxby's Chicken on the Bypass in Danville. Matt took it upon himself to group message with me and somebody else, a couple of friends. He said, Joe talks for 10 minutes without clicking go live, then sends us to commercial break with clown music. Unreal. I've certainly had better starts to the Zaxby show. I don't know. I probably had worse starts, too. This is kind of just in the middle tonight.
You haven't said good morning, so
we're trending at least well in that regard. At HCR Joe on Twitter, if you'd like to be a part of the show, comments, concerns, questions, and vicious remarks, we'll talk to you. Matt, I do want to say tonight is Game 1 of the World Series.
Nice.
Dodgers and Blue Jays. Now, I talked about this earlier on a group chat that you're in, so you probably saw this. But for those that don't know, this is oddly the 6th consecutive World Series that someone named Will Smith has played in. Now, there are 2 Will Smiths in baseball. There's one who's from Kentucky, The Dodgers' Will Smith, he's the catcher. He played for the University of Louisville, went to Kentucky Country Day for high school. He plays for the Dodgers. Then there's a relief pitcher named Will Smith, who was just kind of moved around from team to team. He does pretty good enough at least to play for contenders. So the Dodgers made the World Series in 2020, which they won. That was the Dodgers' Will Smith. The Braves' Will Smith, when he played for the Braves won it in 2021.
Relief pitcher.
Yeah. Then the relief pitcher, Will Smith, went to the Astros in 2022.
Won it.
They won. Then he went to the Rangers in 2023.
Won it.
And they won. Then we go back to the Dodgers' Will Smith in 2024. They won.
Yep.
And now 2025, the Dodgers are in it again. So tonight's game 1, Matt, do you think that we have a 6th straight, which they don't have to win game 1 to win it all, but do you think that we have a 6th straight Will Smith World Series win?
I would love for the Blue Jays to win, but I don't think they will.
So you're rooting for the Blue Jays, but you say if you're betting, go for the Will Smith bet.
Yeah, and I think it's going to go under 6 games.
Okay, so the Dodgers in less than 6.
I'd say Dodgers in 5.
Okay, 4-1. That's the Matt Overeem stamp of approval, signed, sealed, and delivered. All right, I said I would, well, the WHBN listeners heard me because I forgot to flip the board in the live in here, but I said I would talk about real quickly the 2000 Boyle County Rebel team that they're honoring tonight. Check these scores out. Again, this is when the running clock was 55 and not 35 like it is now.
And remind listeners, beat Justin Haddock's first game of the year.
Yeah, they beat Breathitt County 69-8, which at that point was the most points ever scored by a team in the Recreation Bowl. Wow. Now, Coach Haddock said earlier this morning that his Breathitt County team did break that record, I think, the next year. But 69-8 over Breathitt County. 44-14 over Southwestern. 47-0 over Danville that year.
Wow.
They beat Danville 47-0. Danville went 14-1 and won the state championship in Class 1A. That Danville team was dominant. They didn't give up more than a touchdown in a game except twice that year. 47-0 to Boyle County, and then beat Bardstown 33-29 in the playoffs. Besides that, 7 points or less. They pitched 6 shutouts that season and got beat 47-0 by Boyle County. That's how good they were. There was a 4-game stretch in that 2000 season where the Rebels scored 66, 67, 68, and 73 in 4 straight games.
Wow.
So they're going to honor that team tonight at Boyle County High School 25th anniversary.
Should be every year, but, you know,
every year
25th is nice.
Yes, every year they honor that team. Well, they can honor the 2001 team.
Yeah, next year.
Next year.
Right.
2002 team. The year after that, they can keep on doing that. At HDR Joe on Twitter, real quickly, let's talk about the playoff matchups. With the conclusion of tonight's games, we will officially know who will play who, unless, of course, there is a 3-way tie, and there is the possibility of that in one of our districts. Let's start off simply by saying this. How do the playoffs break down? Each district plays their neighboring numerical district in the first and second round of the playoffs. So essentially, there are 8 districts in each class. District 1 plays District 2. District 3 plays District 4. 5 versus 6. 7 versus 8. So let's take this one class at a time, starting with Class 2A, which is the class that Danville plays in. Danville finished at 2-1 in their district. They are the number 2 seed in their district. Danville is in the 4th district, so they're the number 2 seed in the 4th district, which means they will play a team from district number 3. What we know right now at the moment is that Somerset is the number 1 seed in the 3rd district. Monroe County and Greene County both have 2-1 records. They actually play tonight. So Danville, as the number 2 seed from District 4, will play the number 3 seed from District 3. So we will know tonight, after Greene County and Monroe County play, the winner of that game will get the number 2 seed in that district. The loser of that game will come to Danville for the first round of the playoffs. Now, I looked at Monroe County and Greene County because I think oftentimes you see a matchup, you can kind of tell who's going to win.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's going to win.
Toss-up.
Yeah, the game is at Monroe County. If I were to guess, I would guess Greene County, but that's just simply because I know they have a little bit of football history.
Yeah.
I don't know a thing about Monroe County except I think that their mascot's the Falcons. So maybe I ought to go with Monroe County Falcons.
Yeah.
Because I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. But I do know whoever wins that gets the 2 seed. The loser gets the 3 seed. Now, that also means that if Danville wins that first round game, assuming Somerset wins their first round game, it's Danville-Somerset in the second round of the playoffs at Somerset.
Any history there?
I know that there's a coach at Somerset that wants to beat Danville every time he plays them.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen? I'm just breaking, like, that's if Somerset's already the 1 seed, I expect them to be able to beat, either Louisville, Shawnee, or Washington County by 1 million.
Yep.
So they're going to be in the second round.
Yep.
If Danville beats either Greene County, Monroe County, they're going to be in the second round, and Danville and Somerset are playing the second round at Somerset. That's what's going to happen.
And that's going to be a fantastic.
And that will be a good game.
That's a hot ticket.
Yes, that'll be a good game to be at. So, again, Danville gets the loser of Greene County and Monroe County tonight. Class 4A, which is Boyle County's class, Matt, pretty cut and dry.
Yep.
Boyle County's the number 1 seed in their district. They are a District 7 team. They'll play the number 4 seed from the District 8. District 8 will finish up their final district games tonight. What we expect to happen tonight, Corbin beats Perry County Central. Harlan County beats Whitley County tonight. If those things happen as I expect them to happen, then Whitley County ends up as the 4 seed. They would again come to Boyle County. Now, they played at Boyle 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember this, Matt. First round playoff game that got pushed up to a Thursday.
Yeah.
You remember that? Because they were short on officials.
Yep.
And I think Whitley County saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And they were like, can we just end this season as quick as we can? We'll come up 24 hours early so that a better game can have the officials, because we got to get this game over and done with. So it's looking like, again, Whitley County and Boyle County. A Boyle County win versus Whitley in the first round of the playoffs. And again, I know they've got Frederick Douglass next week. But we're talking playoffs now.
Yep.
Because we know they're going to play Whitley County if what we say happens. They would play the Harlan County versus Wayne County winner in the second round. From that point, it, of course, goes to all RPI after that. Now, Class 3A is where things get weird. Because you got Garrett County and Mercer County playing tonight.
More than just a humble
you
chicken.
stop talking to me right now. Zaxby's commercial popped up there. Garrett County, Mercer County tonight. Literally, Matt, a week ago tonight, we're on the Zaxby Show. We're talking about how Mercer County is 0-7. They've not been great this year. They've had a ton of injuries. And yet, almost unbelievably, with a win tonight, they would really throw a niche in the playoffs. Let's start off with the most simple scenario in Class 3A for our area teams. Garrett and Mercer's district does not have the friendliest of matchups in the playoffs. Remember, they get paired up with that district that has Christian Academy of Louisville, Louisville DeSales, Louisville Central. So regardless of who gets that number 2 seed in the district, Langston Catholic already has number 1 wrapped up.
Yep.
But whoever gets that number 2 seed is going to have a really tough playoff game, probably hosting Louisville DeSales in the first round of the playoffs. But simply put, if Garrett County beats Mercer County tonight, then Garrett clinches the number 2 seed outright in the playoffs. They would host DeSales in the first round of the playoffs. That's the simplest scenario. But let's get complicated. If Mercer County beats Garrett County tonight, that would cause a 3-way tie in the district standings between Garrett, Mercer, and Bardstown. Now remember, this is a 5-team district. Casey is done after the regular season. They're not going to make the playoffs. Lexington Catholic's the 1 seed. Then if Mercer wins, you got Bardstown, Garrett, and Mercer County all at 2-2 in the district. And then it would be a 3-way tiebreaker. As of right now, the head-to-head tiebreaker, because they've all beaten each other, would be RPI. So basically, the top team in the RPI would get the 2 seed. The second one of those 3, the 3 seed, the last one would get the 4 seed. As of now, Bardstown is really rooting for that situation to happen. They are pretty firmly ahead of Garrett County in RPI. They are way ahead of Mercer County in the RPI. But there's still games to play next week. Mm-hmm. So if Mercer wants to lock the district up at 2 wins apiece, next week's games would look like this. Bardstown would play Washington County. That is a 2A school, so you don't get the bump from winning, from beating an extra team. And they haven't been great. I think Washington County's not as great as I thought they were going to be. I mean, they've won 5 games, but
it's not a huge bump.
Yeah, it's not going to be a huge bump for Bardstown. Garrett County takes on Lincoln County next week.
4A.
4A would be a good bump if you could beat them, but Lincoln County's pretty good this year. Now, Boyle County showed them who the boss was last week, but we know Lincoln County's pretty good this year. Mercer County has another 4A school in John Hardin. So I still think even if if it's a head-to-head tie and all 3 teams win next week, I still think Bardstown's RPI is going to keep them at that number 2 spot. I don't know, even if them playing a 2A school, even if Garrett beats Lincoln County, even if Mercer beats John Hardin, if that would be enough to boost them above Bardstown. With all that said, Garrett County just needs to win tonight. A win, they get a home playoff game, they host DeSales. That would move Bardstown to the 3 seed, where they would go play Louisville Central.
Ugh.
That would move Mercer County to the 4 seed, where they would go play Christian Academy of Louisville, who I've heard one coach say may be the best team in the state. Cal is that good. Mercer would have to go to Cal in the first round of the playoffs. Again, and the odd team out would be Casey County. Lexington Catholic would be 1, Garrett 2, Bardstown 3, Mercer County 4. That's with a Garrett County win tonight. So we know Boyle County. We know they're playing. We know Danville is playing the loser of Green Monroe County. And we know if Garrett wins, they've got a home playoff game. By the way, if Garrett wins, it would be 3 straight seasons where the Golden Lions have hosted a home playoff game. First time since 94, 95, and 96 that they would host playoff games in 3 straight years.
Wow.
So it's been a long time since they've done that at Garrett County. So we'll see what happens tonight. At HTR Joe on Twitter, we'll step aside. We will come back. We have week number 8 of the Danville Office Equipment High School Fantasy Football Draft. After that, I will go in depth a little bit more about specifically Garrett County and Mercer County, what to look for in that big game tonight. It's all coming up next on the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show live from the Hometown Radio Network right here on 103.9 FM WHIR and 99.5 FM WHBN.
Zaxby's is more than just a humble chicken joint. It's a humble chicken joint with the best sauces in the world. See, at Zaxby's, you don't just get their famous hand-breaded chicken fingers, fried to golden perfection with that flavor you know and love. At Zaxby's, you get the sauce. Dip, dunk, and drizzle with your choice of 12 different sauces like Zax sauce, tongue torch, and hot honey mustard. So if you want a whole lot of sauce, you need to find yourself a Zaxby's. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Great! See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's candy. Delicious flavors of family tradition. Old-fashioned candy since 61. Light, rich, creamy, made by hand. A southern treat, a Kentucky brand. Mom Blakeman's Candy.com. So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's Candy.
Can you escape before it's too late? The famous Houstonville Haunted House, now located in Junction City, every Friday and Saturday. Experience the Pope's exorcism in insane asylum. Be frightened by the 3D circus of hell. Scatter through the Children's of Corn maze. Chased in the Chainsaw Massacre. Pure chaos. in Junction City. Open, rain or shine, and you can buy tickets online. For more information, go to HoustonvilleHH.com. HoustonvilleHH.com.
Fraud is on the rise, and scam artists use fear in their favor. Hi, I'm Adam Hopkins, security officer at Farmers National Bank. Messages saying you urgently need to do something, like share your private information, is a sign that it's a scam. Stay alert and be secure.
Hey, if you believe conservative is not a bad word, join other enlightened listeners and me, Sean Hannity, weekdays at 3 on AM 1230 WHIR.
Good evening. Welcome to week number 8 of the Danville Office Equipment High School Fantasy Football Draft. The season is flying by. It's hard to believe we're already in week number 8. Radio Rick is in here. Rick, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. Good evening, all.
Good evening to you. Matt is not in studio today, but Derek is. Derek, what's going on with you?
Not much.
Appreciate you joining us. Mr. Packett via Clean Feed. Good evening, Mr. Packett.
Well,
hey.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, appreciate you joining us as well, and I am in studio here as well. Let's quickly go back and recap Week 7. Last week on the high school fantasy football draft, Team Matt took on Team Me. Team Joe versus Team Matt. Matt was led in scoring by Seneca Driver from Boyle County, who dominated basically every aspect of that game versus Lincoln County last week. Seneca had 29.2 points, had a pick 6, had a receiving touchdown as well in there, 29.2. Owen Willoughby, his second leading scorer at 23.5 points, 13.6 from Jacob Sanford. But you take the flex, the kicker, and the defense for Team Matt, they get him a combined -3 points. Not good when you do that, but 78.3 points for Team Matt.
Wow.
Beatable, but could have been a lot better had he just got some points from his flex and his kicker. He took on me. I got 22.6 from Mercer County quarterback Cornelius Mapp, 13.8 for Bryce Bob Floyd, 11.3 for Jiden Smith Heisel. But after those three, my highest score after that was 2 points from Mercer County's Torian Bass. I got 53.7 last week. Matt beats me 78.3 to 53.7. I dropped to 3-3. Matt improves to 3-3. The other matchup was Team Radio Rick versus Team Tourism. Rick got 0 points from his quarterback, Baylor Murphy, who didn't throw a pass.
Nope.
But he got 30 points from his running back, Javian Mukes, who ran for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns and also threw for 50 yards last week. 30 points from Javian Mukes. Second leading scorer for Rick is 20 points. Boyle County's defense, who routed Lincoln County last week and got him 20. He had 13.4 from Sellers, 11.8 from Jakeem Ray. But again, the goose egg from the quarterback spot, but still a respectable 89.4. Team Tourism, you've had an okay year this year. Not bad. Is this going to be another week where you would have beaten everybody but Rick, or is it bad luck for Rick this go-around? Let's see. You had 23.9 from Boyle quarterback Jet Raleigh. You had 15 from your defense last week. Got some big scoring defenses last week. But single digits after that. 9.3 from Hudson Garmo, 7.2 from Cohen Sanford. You end up with 70.6, Derek, so you would also not beat that, so you can't have that excuse this week. But you do lose to Radio Rick, who miraculously, when you look at the standings, is now a game ahead of Mr. Packett at 4-1. Rick is in first place, despite being the lowest scoring team of the season so far this year. The matchups have worked in Rick's favor. He's at 4-1. Mr. Packett at 3-2. They both had 2 byes. Me and Matt are 3-3, a game and a half back. Team Tourism at 1-5.
Go down to the next section.
That is ugly to look at. Look at the next section. The points. It's Team Tourism, number 1 points. 500 points scored, 498.5, despite the worst record. It's Derek. It's Derek who scored those points this year. You were 13.9 points ahead of Matt. You're 17.3. And Mr. Packett, you're 21 ahead of me. So we're all 4 bunched in there pretty tight. And you got Rick's almost 65 points behind you, Derek, at number 1. That's crazy to think about. You have by far the worst record.
Okay.
I mean, you're 3.5 games behind Rick, but you have by far those points over Rick. That's extremely bad luck. Do I feel bad for you? Not one iota, but it's a good talking point. You kind of like clenching your jaw together.
Well, I mean, I really am speechless. It's not. I don't want to be a crybaby, but it's not fair. It's not fair.
Well, it's not oftentimes, Derek, that you even have a chance to win.
Yeah, anything.
Because you don't call him a loser overall. Anything. Rick said you don't have a chance to win a thing. I was talking specifically about the fantasy draft. And this is honestly a great chance because you lead the league in scoring, but you don't really have a chance. I mean, we only have 3 weeks left. You're 3.5 out. Mathematically, you're eliminated. Now, you can somehow end up a tie for first, and then you win the tiebreaker for the points, but this is something I don't even know how to describe it.
You got any words, Mr. Packett?
No, I feel bad for Derek a little bit. He's done good and just always finds himself on the bottom, you know?
Yeah. He's never won one ever in the number of years he's been in, and this would give him his best chance if people didn't go all 1985 Chicago Bears on him every single week they play him. All right, let's move on to this week. Let's see. The leading scorer was Radio Rick. The Danville Office Equipment High School Fantasy Football Draft, Rick, is brought to you by
Danville Office Equipment, DOE.
Why buy at Danville Office Equipment? You will save up to 60% off the MSP on the items you use in your office every day. DOE will ship your order free of charge within 75 miles of any of our locations. We have over 30,000 items, including office supplies, furniture, printing, copiers, printers, fax machines, computers, and business cards. This is owner Scott Bottoms. If you're not satisfied with your order, return it for full credit. We really appreciate your business. Danville Office Equipment, also in Somerset and Lebanon.
All right, the draft order looks like this. Team Tourism, the number 1 scoring team in the league. So close, yet so far away.
I'm going to go Jiden Smith Heisel.
Jiden Smith Heisel, Boyle County running back, goes 1-1 overall. Mr. P, you're up.
All right, Joe. I think I'll take R.J. Blair.
R.J. Blair, Garrett County running back. Eels off the board. Radio Rick, 1 pick. Who you got? Number 3 overall.
Seneca Driver.
Seneca Driver will go in Radio Rick's number 1 overall spot. That leaves it up to me. I go Tucker Foster. QB1 is off the board for me. He'll go number 4 overall. And then in my 5th spot, Bryce Bob Floyd. Sounds like Mr. Packett is almost like in a crowd. You feel like there's like crowd noise in the background.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be the fish tank.
I think the fish tank's rumbling.
But it does sound like he's...
Hold on, let me turn it off. Did that stop it?
That did it. You left the crowd. You went to a quiet spot to finish the draft. All right, Bryce Bob Floyd, Radio Rick, back to you. Pick number 6.
Jet Riley.
Jet Riley is off the board. He's Rick's quarterback. Mr. Packett, you get 1 pick. Who you got?
I'll do Reed Curlis.
Lincoln County running back Reed Curlis going against Russell County tonight. Derek, back-to-back picks. It's up to you.
Give me the Boyle defense.
The Boyle County Rebel defense. Good selection, Derek. This man thinks he knows something. He kind of grinned even when he made the selection. He stepped back to the mic and kind of wryly grinned.
He owned that pick.
He did. He loved it. Who else you got?
Justin Parsons.
Justin Parsons, Garrett County quarterback. Derek's putting himself a little squad together here. He's like, it isn't sheer luck that I'm the number 1 overall team in points.
That's right.
Trying to prove it. Mr. Packett, 1 pick.
Give me the Lincoln defense.
Lincoln County defense, Eels off the board. Radio Rick, who do you got? The fish tank's back. You hear it?
Yep.
Do you think it's an air purifier down the hall that's doing this? Hold on.
Make him walk all around the house.
That did it.
It's gone again.
It's gone. The fish can come back on now.
Okay, let me turn the fish back on and see if that. Okay, I turned the fish back on.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's the fish tank is good. It's the air purifier that was doing it.
Don't worry about your air.
I'll take Garrett's defense.
Garrett County's defense is off the board. It goes to me. I'm antsy to pick Daryl Yancey. He'll go in my RB1 spot, and then I'll also take, at wide receiver, give me Jacob. Derek slamming his fist against the desk because he's mad. Sanford. Really? And if Derek likes to pick this year, probably a pretty good pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been on it this year. I know my high school football this year.
Numbers don't lie. Jacob Sanford's off the board. Radio Rick, who you got?
All right.
While you think about that, let's all ask Derek about the prospects of Harrodsburg getting a $1 million piece of public art, as Lexington has. Mr. Packett, I know you're proud of that new piece of art that's gone up there downtown. Someone in the news article that I read stated that they love it so much they just want to lay on the ground and look at it all day. I'm thinking that's got to be someone just WLAX's article. They interviewed somebody and they said, I just want to lay on the ground and look at it all day. That's when you know it's inspiring. But Mr. Packett, your taxpayer dollar, since you live there, what do you think about it? Have you seen it? Are you a big fan of it?
No, I think we could have used the money on something else, to be honest. And I saw that's going to cost $90,000 a year to polish the...
It's $50,000, right? But either way, what I read was $50,000 for maintenance. The way that I described it to Derek was like the plastic toy that has the balls on the end, and you click, 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 click. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But they got to get up there and they got to polish it, and it's going to cost. You said $90,000 a year to do that.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Annually, $90,000.
Or is that a one?
Year?
Is that a one-time?
Is that like every 10 years?
Polishing budget? Yeah. What is that? What's the polishing budget?
That's an annual.
An annual
to keep it looking nice.
Does it really cost $90,000 to polish some metal balls on a public art piece in downtown Lexington? $90,000 a year?
I don't know. You know how government is. They seem to overinflate stuff.
That's
the word you're looking for. It looks like a Newton's cradle almost.
Is that what it's called? A Newton's cradle? Is that the name of the toy?
Yeah, that transfers the energy from one ball to the other and then back and forth.
Yeah. Okay, Newton's cradle. Yeah, you see those on people's desks sometimes. All right, Rick, who do you got?
I will take Hudson DeGarmo.
Okay, Hudson DeGarmo. Mr. Packett, you get a pick.
I'll take Cornelius Mapp.
I don't know what happened. Now Mr. Packett sounds like he's talking to us through a bag of bugles.
You got to be kidding me. I haven't even moved. You're gonna go.
It's a little bit better now.
All right, Cornelius Mapp. We'll just deal with it. Cornelius Mapp's off the board. Derek, one pick.
I actually get two.
No, sorry, yeah, you're right. Back to back.
Grant Klosterman.
I feel like Derek's one step ahead of me. Like everybody that I want or should have thought of, Derek's picking. Go ahead.
Yeah. Cohen Sanford.
Cohen Sanford is off the board. Mr. P, one pick.
Jaden Saylor.
Jaden Saylor is off the board. Radio Rick, one pick. Who you got? By the way, Jaden Saylor, Mercer County Titan. Let me let people know that. Go ahead, Rick.
I will, at this time, without hesitation, without fluoridation, I will take Brody Baker.
Brody Baker. See, without fluoridation? Like no fluoride in your water? Brody Baker, the field goal maker, is off the board. Lincoln County's kicker. I get back-to-back. Give me R.J. Blair, Garrett County kicker. I'll give him my kicker spot, just kicker points for him. And then let me get Lucas Witt, Garrett County running back. We'll go in RB2 spot. I like the squad I'm putting together. I like it a lot. Radio Rick, one pick. Back to you. This is pick number 22. Derek, you're in some kind of like work boots. So like they look like you've been laying drywall. You been working hard on those things?
No, I just wear them all the time. They wear gray. They're starting to fade.
Yeah, like they look like you've done some serious hard labor in them.
No, not a lot of hard labor coming from this guy.
You didn't look like the hard labor type of guy. That's why I was wondering.
Well, thank you.
Anybody?
I think it's an insult, but
anybody selected Damon Spiegel?
No, Damon Spiegel's still out there.
I'll take him.
He's hanging out. He'll go in your running back number 2 spot. Mr. Packett, back to you. One pick.
Brennan Hazlett.
Brennan Hazlett. Derek, back to back.
Jakeem Ray.
All right.
Is it better now?
Yes. Wow, it's way better now.
Holy mackerel, Andy.
Where did that come from?
Well, you told me to use these headphone settings, and I clicked on these other things and tried this one that says use browser setting.
Yeah, now you've clicked off of it. Use whatever that is that you're on now.
All right, it says use browser setting. I tried that.
Yeah, that's what you're using, which would be... That would be your laptop speaker. Maybe your earphone, your headphone speaker's not working well, but you popped in there and scared the liver lights out of all of us. Derek, you do get another pick, though.
Yeah, I'll take Mark Clements.
All right, Mark Clements goes in your flex. Mr. Packett, what are you typing? I can hear you smashing the keyboard.
I'll stop now, jeez.
We're all over his sound settings today. Well, your microphones pick up the least of sounds. Who do you got, Mr. Packett? You need a flex or a kicker? He is clicking the heck out of that mouse.
What about Dalton Flannery?
Dalton Flannery is off the board for the first time this year. Radio Rick, one pick. Receiver or flex?
Kane Logan.
All right, Kane Logan, good pick, Rick. Give me Torian Bess in my flex. And as my defense, I'm going to go with Mercer County. I don't know if they win tonight versus Garrett. They're the best one left available. Mercer County's defense off the board. My roster's complete. Radio Rick, you need a flex.
Gavin Baker, the touchdown maker.
Yeah, Gavin Baker is a good pick. Gavin Baker from Garrett County fills out Rick's spot. Mr. Packett, you need a kicker.
I'll do Mercer.
Derek, wide receiver, and then we're done.
Lucas Akers.
Lucas Akers. All right, matchups look like this. Mr. Packett takes on Radio Rick. Mr. Packett has Cornelius Mapp at quarterback, R.J. Blair, Reed Curlis at running backs, Jaden Saylor and Brennan Hazlett at wide receivers, Dalton Flannery at flex, Chase Lopez is kicker, Lincoln County's defense is defense. Going against Radio Rick, Jet Raleigh at quarterback, Hudson DeGarmo, Damon Spiegel at running back, Seneca Driver, Kane Logan at wide receivers, Gavin Baker, his flex, Brody Baker, his kicker, Garrett County's defense is his defense. Team Tourism trying to keep a stranglehold on the all-time, or the not all-time points lead, but the points lead right now. Team Tourism has Justin Parsons at quarterback, Jiden Smith-Heisel, Cohen Sanford at running backs, Jakeem Ray, Lucas Akers at wide receivers, Mark Clements at flex, Grant Klosterman as kicker. Boyle County's defense is defense, taking on me. Tucker Foster at quarterback, Daryl Yancey and Lucas Went on my running backs, Bryce Bob Floyd, Jacob Sanford wide receivers, Tori and Bess flex, RJ Blair my kicker. Mercer County's defense is the defense. We'll let Matt pick on bye. We'll send him who's been picked and let him pick the leftovers. Fellas, appreciate you all being on, and we'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Sounds good.
More Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show is coming up on the Hometown Radio Network.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
Almost every small Kentucky town has a go-to restaurant. In Central Kentucky, it's the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. If you like a good buffet, you'll love the huge down-home cooking featuring 3 fully stocked buffet tables, or you can order off their extensive menu. You'll find something delicious for every person in the family at the Bread of Life Cafe. Visit the gift and sweet shop at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday, 9 Friday and Saturday. Feed your tummy and your soul with a stop at the Bread of Life Cafe and Buffet, 5 miles south of Liberty.
This is Caraway at Mattresses and More on Houstonville Road in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, stop by and check us out. New items arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Buy it today and take it home today. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit.
Thank you, Caraway. Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
Saturday night.
Play aggressive, play fast.
The Cats are ready to blast old Rocky Top and squeeze out some orange juice all over that field. Tennessee Volunteers and your Kentucky Wildcats.
Touchdown!
The pregame show starts this Saturday evening at 5:30 with kickoff at 7:45.
It's all right here on your home for the Cats and the hits is WRNZ FM C105.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings 10 to 1 on WHIR.
Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show here on Week 8 of the show. This is Week 10. Week 10 of the season, right? Yeah, because you got a bye week in there. They play it's 11 weeks in the high school football season because teams play 10 games in a bye. So this is Week 10 of the high school football season. At HTR Joe on Twitter if you want to be a part of the show this evening. Mike Marcy was listening to us. He did say that the running clock back in the day used to be 45 not 55. So I got 55 from Coach Haddix this morning. That's what he said. He said 55. If it is 45, then that makes what the 2000 Boyle County Rebels did even more impressive, because they were still scoring 60-plus a game. He scored 797 points that year in the year 2000. Just ridiculous numbers. So if it was 45, then even more impressive. And they'll be honored tonight there pregame. All right, Garrett County and Mercer County. Let's talk about this game. The most important game in the area tonight is this one, where if Garrett County they win, they clinch the number 2 seed in the district. They get a home playoff game, a loss to Mercer, and as we talked about earlier, things get interesting in that district. This has obviously, up to this point, been kind of a season to forget for Mercer County, right? I mean, a really difficult schedule, number one, coupled with injuries that derailed the team at points the first 7 weeks of the season. Now, voila, a win last week clinches a playoff spot overall, and now a chance to throw everything into a tizzy in this district with a win tonight. Here's what's interesting with this game. Had this game been played last week and not this week, maybe it looks more confidently like a Garrett County win. But 1 week makes a big difference. Here's why I say that. Garrett County 2 weeks ago had just beaten Bardstown for the biggest regular season win for Garrett County. Did I say Mercer? I mean Garrett County. Beat Bardstown for the biggest regular season win for Garrett County probably in quite some time. They pull it off in overtime. They have all the momentum in the world they could have had. Then they have the week off. Meanwhile, Mercer County, who had not, there were times this year that Mercer County hadn't played terrible. They just couldn't stop anybody defensively, right? But they needed a win, I think, to get some confidence back. So what happens last week? In the meantime, while Garrett County is off, you've got Mercer County that's beating Casey County 37-16. Right? So Mercer County wins their first game in a calendar year almost. Now, a week later, the Titans after their first win, Garrett County after getting the big win 2 weeks ago, but now all the momentum gone because they had the bye week last week. Now Mercer County gets to host Garrett County tonight for this big district game. And all the momentum that Garrett County seemingly had 2 weeks ago versus Bardstown, I'm not going to say it's gone totally because I'm not on the team. I don't know how the momentum is there. We'll see, I guess, during the game, but it certainly, I don't think, is where it would be if they played last week, right? So I think that's an interesting facet to look at with this game tonight between these two. And I think that Coach Crutchfield recognizes that as well. He knows that despite the fact that Mercer County is 1-7, he is not taking this game for granted. Here's what he said earlier this week when I talked to him about Mercer County.
Like you said, they don't have a great record, but that's very deceiving because their schedule is brutal. And so, I told our coaching staff and our players they may be the best 1-7 team in the state, and that's just what it is. They're really talented, like you said. Got a lot of weapons on the offensive side. Have plenty of speed and have plenty of playmaking ability, and they definitely stress you out. And Coach East does a great job of making sure he formations you and getting the matchups that he wants, so they can definitely stress you. And we know that, and we got our hands full going in, and they've always been a thorn in our side. So we definitely have to try to get over the hump this year.
Yeah, the best 1-7 team in the state is what Coach Crutchfield said. Now, those are big words. Maybe that's true. I'm not sure it's a title necessarily that Mercer County wants. They wish probably they were the best 7-1 team in the state, not the best 1-7 team in the state. But I think what Coach Crutchfield is saying is that had they played a schedule that wasn't as hard, which, I mean, as I understand it, they kind of had to settle for this schedule for who they had because they had a really tough time finding opponents. That's the way that I understand it. But a lighter schedule, maybe Mercer County isn't 1-7. Maybe they're 4-4 or 3-4 or 5-3, maybe even with the injuries. And then people aren't talking about this 1-7 Mercer County team, right? So, like, you got to put everything into perspective, and that's what Coach Crutchfield is saying. This team is 1-7, but goodness, have they played some really good teams this year. He's saying don't let the record fool you. They aren't letting the record fool them. And what he said in the very end of that soundbite is so true. This is a Mercer County team that has historically had Garrett County's number. They have won 7 straight over Garrett County. The last Golden Lion win for Garrett County over Mercer County came when the Mercer County Titans weren't even in existence. They were the Scotties at that point, back in 2004. Now, they'd won 2 straight. I think it was back-to-back years over Mercer County, 03 and 04. But even before that, the 7 straight that Mercer's beaten Garrett County, they also won 8 straight over Garrett County before the 2 in a row Garrett won. So the last 17 games that Mercer County and Garrett County have played, Mercer County, either be it the Scotties or the Titans, but Mercer County across the chest, is 15-2 in the last 17 games versus Garrett County. All those things combined, the bye week coming after Garrett County had the momentum, the tough schedule. You know, again, Coach Crutchfield's not taking it lightly. He understands. You add that to the fact that Garrett County they've had their number held by Mercer County. They're 15-2 their last 17 games over Garrett County. All that seems to make Mercer County dangerous tonight. With that said, we also do know that Garrett County has beaten better teams than Mercer County. And the major Achilles heel this year for Mercer County all year long has been their defense. They have given up the most points of any team in Class 3A in the state of Kentucky. They've given up the 3rd most points in the entire state of Kentucky, behind only 2 6A schools, Christian County and PRP. And where Garrett County has thrived this year has been offensively. They have 5 games, 5 of the first 8 games, they've scored 30 points or more. It's the most 30-point games for Garrett through their first 8 games of the season since the 2011 team. That 2011 team ended up going to the state semifinals, lost by a touchdown to Belfry. So they're doing things at Garrett County that hasn't been done in 14 or 15 years offensively. R.J. Blair has stepped up and become a star for Garrett County. He does everything for them, returns kickoffs, kicks field goals and extra points, runs the ball, catches the ball. I think I said returns kickoff. He does everything. R.J. Blair, Justin Parsons has accounted for 18 touchdowns this year to just 1 interception. Gavin Baker has stepped up and played really well. I think from that perspective, it is going to be tough tonight for Mercer County to outscore Garrett, because that's what it's going to be. Right? If we know Mercer County's Achilles heel is their defense, I expect Garrett County to put up points. So the question is, can Mercer County outscore Garrett County? If they can't, Garrett wins. They get the number 2 seed in the district. And as I told Matt, the first time since 94, 95, and 96 that a Garrett County football team hosts 3 consecutive home playoff games in 3 straight years. That's the end of the Zaxby Show. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. Garrett County and Mercer County is right here on HIR and on HBN.
This is the talk of the town.